Hello everybody, it's Ray Lux and today we're gonna talk about boobies. Yes, boob jobs. I'm doing this video just because I know a lot of girls out there have so many questions about a boob job. Like, is it for me? Like, I'm scared, I really want it, but is it gonna hurt? How much does it cost? Like this and that, and is it worth it? And all this kind of stuff. So I just wanna answer questions from my personal experience and just to better help you make a decision, whether it is something you wanna pursue or something that's maybe not for you. But I just want you to get all the information before you decide to go ahead and do it by someone who's been through it. You know what I mean? So number one, does it hurt? Okay, so when it comes to pain, like it's not the kind of pain where you're just like in excruciating pain afterwards that you just like can't get up. It's like, it's kind of more like a muscle pain. And if you're scared about like the incision part, that honestly, like that didn't hurt for me. It was more just like because I got it underneath the muscle, it just felt like I did 1,000 push-ups and I was just like hurting the next day. That's the kind of pain it felt like. There wasn't pain in the initial incision just because it is a little bit numb, I guess, because like you're cutting the nerves, which sounds a little scary, but you're cutting the nerves, and so you just don't really feel that pain in there. Even taking the stitches out, there was no pain in that. It's just the whole moving. Like the first day I couldn't, I had to sit up, prop myself up a little bit, but I couldn't physically like use my arms to push up. Like if I wanted to get out of bed or something, like someone had to help me like initially get up first, and then I had to get off the bed. But other than that, there's no like incision pain, if that makes sense. So it's just more of like a muscle pain, and the pain isn't bad at all. I'm gonna tell you. Like at first you're kind of just like, oh, like, like that feeling you do like 1,000 push-ups. Those of you who do 1,000 push-ups, the next day you're just like sore, like your chest is sore. That's just the kind of feeling that I had. Yeah. Another frequently asked question is, how much was it? And so I live in Hawaii. It's probably a little more expensive here just because there's not as much doctors. I have a friend who lives in California, and it's a couple thousand less there just because there's so many doctors. But for here, well, on what I know on average, the price ranges from about like 6,000 to maybe about like 12,000. So altogether, I ended up paying $10,000 for the procedure, and then the anesthesia was out of pocket. So that was another grand. So altogether, maybe about like 11 grand that I paid. I did do payment plans. I did care credit, so I could pay monthly. The interest rates are really good on there. But yeah, so about 11,000 I'd say would be average. How long was the recovery? So for me, honestly, I went back to work after a week, which is kind of crazy. And I'm a hairstylist. I am constantly using my arms. I went back to work in a week. So recovery, like it's just really intense those first 2 to 3 days post surgery, just because like you're wrapped up, and from some doctors do the drainage. I had the drainage that was like stuck to me, so I was really like immobile for like 3 days, and in those 3 days I was just like, holy cow, like how am I gonna go to work? Like, is it gonna be like this forever? Like I just kept thinking like, well, just like within those 3 days just seemed like forever. But after the tubes were taken out, the bandages came off, like after those 3 days, I was fine. Like it still kind of hurt a little bit to move, like just like, I couldn't like lift up heavy things obviously, but I was mobile. I could walk around, do stuff. And by the time I got to 1 week post surgery, I went back to work. It was like holding a blow dryer. Like I couldn't go as rough, so I just had to be very gentle, but I was still able to do it. I made sure I didn't strain myself or anything. Like, yeah, recovery time is not long at all. The first 3 days is kind of like, holy moly's, like, can I handle this? Is this gonna be like this forever? But once you get past those like 3 days, it's like smooth sailing. you know, and then you're like, that was nothing, that was no big deal. So I'm telling you, like, those right after surgery, it's just gonna feel like, holy cow, like I can't move, you know, but just get past it and you're good. Fourth question, is it worth it? For me, in my opinion, 1000%, it was so worth it. Because for me, I don't know if you guys ever heard of an A negative, but that was me. Like the flattest chest. And ever since high school, I was just like, I want boobs. I want to be able to, not to attract attention from guys or whatever, you know, like I just wanted to fill a shirt nicely. Like I wanted to, you know, I wanted the top to look pleasing, you know, not for attention, like bam, look at my boobs, you know, but it was just so, you know, for me. I did it for me. And I hope that's why you are thinking about doing it, is for yourself, you know, just to feel good, to fill up a bra, to fill up a top, you know, and that's the only reason why you should do it, is for yourself, not for anyone else. And so, yeah, the question, is it worth it? Completely. For me, yes, it's so worth it. It was like one of the best investments I ever made on myself, you know, so yeah, worth it, 1000%. And so last question, well, I'll probably go into this one's gonna be a long one. The process of this whole boob job experience. So for me, I'm gonna just go off of my experience. So what I did was I looked up the top plastic surgeons in Hawaii, asked recommendations from friends and everything like that as well. And then when I found the one I felt comfortable with, I booked a consultation, sat in on the consultation. You know, they're professionals. They know what looks good on you, what size suits you. So they're gonna recommend sizes for you. And my doctor was telling me, like, here, okay, try these on. They give you like this bralette kind of thing, and then you like stick the implants in, and then you just kind of like, you put a shirt on and you kind of see like your silhouette, like, okay, does this look like something you like? And so I did, and it's crazy. So the amount that he made me try on was 560 cc's, which is, I think, like ounces. But to some people, they're like, holy moly, it's like 560 cc's, that's huge. But for me, because I literally had no boob, negative boob, it was just enough to fill it, to make it look nice and natural, but still there, you know? For some people who already have boobs, like that 560 would just be like way overboard. So it really just depends on, you know, the size. And he, like, the doctor knows what looks good on you and what doesn't. So tried it on. I was like, boom, okay, trust you. I trust that, you know, this is the right size for me. You're the doctor, you're the professional. So after, you know, we decided on everything like that, what size to go with, what type to go with. There's saline, there's silicone, and what I got was gummy. So gummy is like, it's just like literally like a gummy bear, like where it's softer and more natural, and like it won't, when it hangs, like it won't cause ripples because it's a little bit more firm but still soft at the same time. So yeah, it's kind of like a new technology thing, and I was like, sign me up for that. I need me some gummy. So I got the gummy, and then when the whole consultation thing was over, he took me to the finance lady, to that room, signed up for care credit, just because I didn't have 10,000 to just be like, boom, psh, here you go. So there's finance options, you guys. So went in, applied for care credit, and I was able to put my whole procedure on that credit card, and I was like, hey, put it all on there. We set the date for, I think, 2 weeks out, which I thought I had to wait like months for, but nope, 2 weeks. And then went in, they, I don't know, IVs, I think, took a blood test. Honestly, I don't know. They poked me with a needle. Then just kind of had to wait. I had to go in pretty early, I think like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. Then I was wheeled in. Was I wheeled in? I walked in, laid on the table. It is kind of scary, but boom, you put the mask on and you are out like a light. And then you wake up, and I remember it's kind of like you're like sleepwalking, but you kind of know what you're doing. It's like I kind of remember like waking up, and then the nurse was like helping me like get dressed, and then I don't remember like getting out of the doctor's, but I do remember like trying to get into the car. I don't remember the car ride at all because I was passed out, I was sleeping, and I slowly remember like walking in like very slowly, and then my sister-in-law helped me lay onto the bed, and that's all I remember. And then you just feel like really drowsy. Then I remember waking up like feeling okay, like I was still just tired. Like I wasn't experiencing any pains, I was just tired because, you know, the anesthesia is still kind of like so slept it off a little bit, then had my friend come over because I had drainage, and so like some doctors don't do the drainage, but my doctor does. And so every couple hours I think you need to check how much drainage, and if the drainage is good, like at a certain line each couple hours, then you know you're doing good. And I think for like 2 days, like every like 2 hours. So my tip for you is to make sure that you have someone there that can take care of you, because it's like for that whole that first 24 hours after surgery, it's round the clock care. My sister-in-law had to come in and check on me like every 2 hours, like measure the drainage, dump it out, put the thing back on so it can drain again every 2 hours, and record it. And then there's just like a whole bunch of pills that you have to do, but they all have like different instructions. Like this day, 2 every 3 hours. Okay, take one once a day. Start this 3 days after. Like you had to be like on it. So she was the one that was on it. Make sure you have someone there that is willing to just like constantly be by your side, and make sure you are taking the right medication at the right time on the right day, because it's no joke. Like you really can't do it by yourself. I mean, I'm sure you can, but it'd be like extremely hard. So make sure you have someone there at all times that can help care for you, because honestly, like it's a good thing. Like me and my sister-in-law, we kind of planned it out like, hey, like you're just gonna help me, but we didn't know to like that extent that she'd be waking up. Like it's like a newborn baby. She had to wake up every 2 hours to come and check on me, come and check on my drainage. And I'm so grateful for her. So I told her when it was her time to get her boobs done, I got you, girl, you know, because it is hard work. So just know that have someone there with you. I can't stress that enough. Have someone there with you. Like the next day after that, the tubes get taken out. If the drainage is going good, the tubes are taken out. And then after that, you know, like I could slowly start to like be a little bit more mobile, like walk around, use my arms a little bit more. I could finally like take a shower. And then I was warned by my doctor that I think maybe like a week to a month after, you could possibly fall into what is called the booby blues. And that's when you're just like, this is not what I wanted. Why does it look like this? Is it gonna be like this forever? Oh my god, why is it sitting so high? Why does it look like I have like pecs? And you know, and that's completely normal, because you're just like, at first you're just like, holy cow, like they're like up here. So you know, they need time to drop. Like it takes like 6 months for it to like drop to its place, into its pocket, you know. So that's why for me, like it's up here. Like I had to constantly like put pressure on it with like that bandage thing to make sure it dropped. And yeah, like that first month I was just like, holy cow, these things are just high and solid. But just trust the process. Just trust the process, and just, you know, be patient, because it will fall. Like they will fall and they will look perfect. But you just make sure you listen to the doctor, listen to his instructions, because like for me, like don't listen to me and like, oh, but Rachel said to do this. No, I'm just telling you from my experience, because each person is different. Like my friend who got a boob job, she was told not to put that thing on there just because of her circumstances. So don't take medical advice from me. I'm just sharing my experiences with you. So yeah, and that's pretty much my experience. Like it's just those first 3 days that's just kind of intense, but after that you're fine. And just get through those booby blues, because they will drop and they will look perfect, and you just be like flaunting them in your V-cut tops, and you know, honestly, I haven't worn a bra ever since because I don't need to. I just wear like those like nipple covers things because they just sit so perfectly, you know. And let me tell you, it is one of the best investments I've ever made on myself. Now I feel good. Like it just raises your confidence level. Like you just feel good, you look good, you feel good, you play good, you know what I mean? So, but it's not for everybody. Like some people, they're good with their boobs. Like for me, mine was just like hella freaking flat. So I was like, no, you know what? I'm gonna get me some boobs. And I told myself, I'm gonna get me some boobs. And I did. And so, yes, it's worth it. Trust the process. Make sure you have someone there at least for that whole first 24 hours constantly by your side, just in case you need something, and for them to check on you and to help you get out of bed, you know. Okay, so I hope this question and answer helped you guys in your process on deciding whether this is something you want, or if this is something that you're like, I don't need it. But I just felt that I would just share my experience with you and answer the questions that I know so you can make an educated decision on if this is something you want. And what better way to teach than from experience? And I got that. Been through it. I got you guys. So yeah, hope this information helped you, and I'll see you guys later.